For this lesson, start out by creating a new document. I've already done it. I beat you to it. Come over here and pick up, let's say, pick up your star tool and draw a simple star on the screen. Just like that, just a simple star. Give it a color as a fill, any color you want, and turn off the stroke. I want to show you a feature that's been around for a while, but I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. It's the 3D effects. So let's select our object, and let's go up to the word effect and down to 3D. Now you've got 3 of them. You have extrude and bevel, revolve, and rotate. Let's start with rotate. We go into rotate. There's not really a whole lot here, but it allows you to rotate that 2-dimensional object in a 3-dimensional space. So the easiest way to figure it out is turn the preview on and then just begin to play over here if you want to. Whatever you want. No big deal going on there. You can change the surface shading to diffuse or none. And we can work by the numbers over here if you want to. And if you've got more options, you can change things like preserving spot colors. That's about it. Click OK. If we deselect it, it's a 3-dimensionally rotated 2-dimensional object. But it's still the star. In other words, we can still undo it. As a matter of fact, I am going to press undo. I love that key. The next one up here under Effect is called Revolve. Now, this one's kind of interesting. It's got a lot more options too. Turn on the preview, watch what happens. It spins it. Now you can still see the star, but it's as if you took the star and put it like clay on a potter's wheel and spun it. Because here is the spike of the star. See how it goes in right there? It's rotating it. Now we can move it around again. And it shows you, that's kind of neat, it'll show you what it's doing in the process of how it did it, all those different spaces. We can put it at any angle we want. We can do it by the numbers. We can change this angle. Now watch this when I change this one. It's kind of interesting. Well, it opens it up. It's not completely, in a sense, revolving it, I guess is what I'm saying. And if you want something a little bit like that, that's interesting too. Looks like a really neat futuristic seat for somebody to sit in right here. Let's take that back to 360. Now it's just a complete revolve if that's what you want. You can use an offset. You can change the surface, wireframe, plastic, diffuse, or no shading. You can add or modify the light if that's something you want to do. And you can even map artwork. Now we'll do that in another segment in this lesson. But you've got all these different options. Again, if you click OK, you get this shape out of a star. Lots of interesting things you can do. Now let's undo real quick here. Let's go back up to the word effect and show you the third one, which is extrude and bevel. Now in extrude and bevel, you get the ability to extrude it. You want more 3-dimensional, like a thick star. You can change the depth, change the bevel, change it into a classic, different types of bevels if that's what you want to do. Add more light sources, and again, you can map artwork. Now we're going to save that for last. Let's go ahead and get out of here. And let's actually get rid of the star. I'm going to pick up my pen tool. Okay, let's start right about here and just click. And I'm going to come over to about here. Now I want a straight line, so I'm going to hold the Shift key or watch for that little line that's telling me it's straight. I'm going to come down to here. This is all freeform. I'm going to Shift and click again. I'm going to come in just a little bit like that and Shift and click again. I'm going to come way down to about here and Shift, click, so it's a straight line. But now I'm going to come to about here and I'm going to click and drag. So I'm getting something like that. And I'm going to come down way down to here and Shift, click. I'm going to come over to here until my Smart Guide tells me I'm right there where that first one was drawn and Shift, click. I don't know about you, but it kind of looks like a half a bottle, doesn't it? Do this. Pick up your selection tool, select our guy, click this little button right here. Now what that does is it reverses. The stroke is green, there is no fill. That's important. Now select it, come up to the word effect, go into 3D and choose revolve. Check this out. Ain't it cool? I just made a bottle. I could make a Pepsi bottle. I could make a flour can. I could do just about anything I want. I have all the control I want, but I want to do one more thing. I want to show you that map artwork. So let's get out of here for a second. When you want to map artwork using this tool, you have to have the symbol. It's got to be here. Now, these are the default ones. I want something other than this. I'm going to click this button right here, go into flowers. They're pretty straightforward. And I'll pick this one, and I'll click on this one to pick it, and they come over here. They have to be here or it won't work. Let's close it out and get back to where we were. We have our object selected. Effect, 3D Revolve. Let's go ahead and turn on preview. That is so cool. I just love seeing that. We made a bottle by drawing a path. That was a half a bottle. It could be a paper cup. It could be just about anything. Revolve will take it on the potter's wheel for us. Let's do this. Let's map some artwork. Let me show you that real quick here. Now, we map it to a surface. Remember, we have the symbols. We're not going anywhere unless they're in that panel. I don't want to map it to the top. So I'm going to run through the surfaces that I can map it to. Now, don't be confused with this one. This is the inside surface. Believe it or not, you can actually map on the inside. I want the outside, that one. Go up to symbol here. Choose one of the ones that we added, like aster. You can see it right there. Let's go ahead and make that bigger. Click OK. Let's take these all to 0. I'm going to 0, 0, 0. It's just a quick way to kind of stand it up nice and pretty. And we're going to rotate it on this one. Let's bring that a little bit more forward so we can see it. So we're happy. Click OK. Now here's the cool thing to remember. Although we now have a bottle, we still only really have that shape. So watch this. Come over here and pick up your direct selection tool. Come over here to the curved area here and click it. That's that anchor point. What I'm going to do here is hold the Alt key down on the top handle, which will break it. Now watch what happens when I do something like this and let go. That's pretty cool. Now we could do a lot of other things. We could come up here and maybe select these 3 and make the neck taller, or make it shorter, or go in and curve it. You have complete control over this shape because basically it is only that path that we made being controlled by Effect 3D Revolve. It's pretty neat when you think about it. On to the next.